How's it going, everyone? This is Jose Trujillo. I'm a painter. I'm coming to you here from my studio, and I want to talk to artists today. Here's a little tip, okay? I made some videos touching this a little bit, but not quite the way that I think intended to. So, or more in depth is what I'm trying to say. So this is the idea of artists creating artwork and just kind of keeping it, never really releasing it. What I mean by this is that artists tend to go two routes. Either create a collection, right? This is what most artists, I believe, or most artists that I've talked to anyways. They want to create a collection of art that is like the world has never seen. You know, you're just going to impact everyone. It's so unique. It's so blah, 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 right? And you have this great grandiose story behind it. And you're kind of waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting and you kind of just keep it, right? You keep that artwork and you tend not to want to produce anymore. That happens to a lot of artists, quite a bit. And then there's the other route, which is I want to produce artwork, right? Especially when you're starting out, we'll produce artwork, but not really understand basic selling skills to take it to the market, right? Marketing your work and stuff like that, getting yourself known. So what happens is that because many artists lack that, they don't understand pricing either. They don't understand pricing and value, right? The value of, I've made other videos about it, go check them out if you haven't. The value of the artist, the name recognition and all that, or name in the market, right? Which is the same thing. And the price that you want to just, willy-nilly shoot out there. Because many people tend to think that because we hear the stories about the art world being the Wild West, that we can also act like that, like everyone, right? Without having some sort of platform. That kind of, I'll make another video about that, but that's for like big places, like big galleries, like auction houses like Sotheby's, Christie's. They play by different. They play in different rules. When we're starting out, we don't even have a platform. Okay, so anyways, I don't want to confuse you. So the two main ways the artists shoot, right? It's I'm going to create this awesome collection the world has never seen, or I'm going to try to sell my artwork, but I'm going to slap this prices there, and I don't know how to justify that. Or the value, or the market value. So, whatever it is, I don't know how to sell them. Okay, so both routes, I believe that tend to hurt artists many in different ways. But what I want to talk about is when you want to create this grandiose art collection. Oh, I love that word, grandiose. I wanted to put it somewhere in there. When you want to create this collection of art, sooner than later you start figuring out that it's taking longer because you're pushing the end goal very far away. This is one of the principles of beating yourself to death. The end line is so far away that there is no reward. You don't create a process of reward. I don't want to sound too abstract here, but meaning that you want to wait till everything's perfect. You want to wait till everything's right, till you have the right artist statement, the perfect, I don't know. I even wanted to hire someone like a copywriter and then work with a poet and, I'm not ashamed. This is just, you think that that's the way, right? And surely maybe you heard it somewhere, but that's when you have leverage. There's different leverage points, right? That you can do stuff like that. But when you're starting out, you don't really. I mean, you don't do that. So you start finding out is that you don't, because the end goal is so far away. You don't want to try anymore. You might even stop painting. If I had cool sounds in my videos right now, this would be like a sad tunes with piano. But you don't even want to paint anymore because it's so far away. The reward, right? The compensation is so far away that you're like, am I even going to do this? Am I really even going to do this? So, okay, so that's one. The other one is I have these prices that I put on my artwork based on, I don't know, some gallery you walked in and then, someone told you, oh, you paint just like that. Therefore, your artwork should be valued at that. I even hear artists that are somewhat in the market selling artwork saying that. Don't give that advice. That's not fair. It's just not fair for artists who are starting out, or mid-career artists, or whatever you want to place, whatever title you want to place there. It's just not the way it works. It's not. And what happens is that you too get discouraged because you're not selling it. You don't know how to sell it, or you don't place it in a platform, meaning a gallery or whatever, that can sell it for you, right? Or a fast-paced e-commerce, or whatever it is. We'll call it a platform, a place where you can sell your artwork. So because that's not happening, you start getting discouraged too. So you stop. Many times you stop painting, or you start procrastinating. It starts by procrastination. Always know when you're procrastinating on something, it's not because it's not necessarily, although some people, right? But it's not necessarily because you're lazy. Oh. It's not necessarily because you're lazy. When you start procrastinating, it usually, in my opinion, in my experience, it has to do with the fact that you don't see the end goal. So you don't see it near. So if it's not near, you kind of stop walking. You haven't trained yourself to give yourself rewards as you're walking. Anyways, that's something else. So the whole point of this video is, look, you end up with work, and then you're just kind of dragging it around. It's bad juju. Like I mentioned in other videos, it's bad juju. My experience, I don't want to tell you what to do with your artwork. Some people get offended or whatever, But my experience was, look, if it's just sitting here and I'm waiting for this grandiose place, why don't you start selling it, or donating it? I know it sounds, I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just telling you what I did, and just, kind of sharing. I don't know what you want to do with your artwork or whatever, but you can donate it to a place where there can be some visibility, in exchange of putting your cards there. Or you can sell it at different price points and see what the market wants from you. What the market thinks it's valuable, at least where you're at, right? With your how you can sell the artwork at that point in your career or your business, whatever. But my experiences, do not keep the artwork. Here's why. Unless you're 100% sure that you're working on something and you have a due date and this is, blah, blah, blah. But if you're just moving from one place to another, let's say you're living in an apartment and you create all this artwork, and then you move to another house, and then you drag your artwork, and then you move somewhere else and you drag your artwork, and you just kind of, or you show it and show it and show it, and it doesn't seem to sell, there's something going on. It might not be your artwork. I think 9 out of 10 is not the artwork. 9 out of 10 is that you may need to skill up in learning how to sell, or that's another whole other training, other than just painting, or partner with someone who knows how to market and sell your artwork for a cut. Or it could very well mean that you're not exposing it enough, and you think you are because you expose it here and there. Maybe you. I've known artist friends who've carried the artwork for 10 years or plus or whatever, and never sold it, and kind of scratch their heads like, how come I never sell the artwork? Well, because they kind of show it. They've been carrying the artwork around, but they only show it like once a year, And then they ask themselves, how come I'm not selling it? Well, because you're not giving it enough exposure. Once a year, sitting at a local coffee shop that no one walks in, or most people that are broke walk in, and some downtown street or whatever. It's not gonna do, especially if you have this healthy prices on it. It's not gonna make it. So, anyways, I'll leave you with that. Okay, get rid of the artwork. I know I said I wasn't going to tell you what to do with it. Find out how you can get rid of it. But see, my belief is that if you carry artwork around, you start compounding shame. Shame of not being able to sell it, and shame of not being able to. It's kind of like I see them as awards for doing nothing. I know this is it's a different, but bear with me. I see them as awards. Like you created your artwork, you have it with you, but you don't sell it. You don't get to share it. You don't get to expose it. You don't get to, you don't let it go. Someone who really loves it, you can be like, you know what? we can do a payment plan. It's not for the money. It's so that you can take it out into the world, or give it to the local restaurant or whatever. And like I said, let them do it for an exchange where you can always fill up your little business cards or whatever. But they need to go out. You need to get rid of them because they start feeling heavy. I know it happened to me in the beginning, and I know a lot of artists who that happened. I know people don't like to talk about this because people are very purist, but I'm not. I'm not purist like that. I'm purist of the artwork, not the whole idea of being an artist. That I let go, and I'm letting go of more stuff of that as I'm going in my journey. I'll leave you with that. The name is Jose Trujillo. I'm an artist, and I hope this brought some value to you. Thank you for watching.